I'm ready for you. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, what are these?
4.13.
The thing we look for in rabbit world is basically we will have a type. There's a type. And all the other species, you go through fads and you go through phases of what the animal is supposed to look like. But rabbit world, we actually have a standard we go by. And in that standard, it tells you what they're supposed to look like for the next 5 years. We don't change it. We don't tweak it. We don't try to tweak it, but every 5 years. And a lot of that's just more or less verbiage. We still want the same type. We still want the same body. We want a lot of things. All right, when we look at meat bins, first thing we want is type. Just to give you the list of it. We want a body that comes up strong and sharp. Try that shoulder goes in that midsection. And as we start from the shoulder to the midsection, we get fuller and wider as we go to the back. Because this is a project for meat products. Every animal that gets shown at the county is really basically a project for meat. All right, we look at them basically, the most of your meat's going to be in your loin, going to be in your hindquarters. All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
They're saying a little more.
A little more, that's right. I didn't want to get too loud. All right, once we get into, okay, we start back, I'll start real quick. We get wider, fuller, we go from the shoulder to the midsection, go to the back. We want that high point about middle and, somewhere in over the hind points. We turn, and we want that full bottom end. You basically, in the layman's term nowadays, we want a bell bottom. Those of us that are old enough to remember the first phase of the bell bottom, we smile. But now the new phase is you see all the girls and all the people that are wearing the bell bottom jeans. You want that round, full out skirt. That is the lower hindquarter. That is the most quality meat you can get. There's more points in the hindquarter than there is in the loin. So you have that. Then we look at flesh condition. That's the next thing. Conditioning is 40 or 30 points. How well did you take care of that animal? How well is that animal genetically sound to be evaluated? So we look at that, and then basically we want one that's about as firm as you can get it. Solid, hard, firm. In the standard it just says firm, but we want to be able to bounce a quarter off of it. Nice. Now, if we get them soft, like a marshmallow, then we're gonna take some points from them. You get them, you get them firmer, so you can live with it, or you can live with the orange. You want the Granny Smith apple, but we definitely don't want the marshmallow phase, the soft, mushy, because that's where we deteriorate in the quality of meat. Like I said, this is all about the quality of meat. Then we go to the next phase. We look at the cleanliness and how good their fur is, and how much they weigh, and all those things. Weight is just a small fraction of this game. Y'all put a lot. On general. Most people put so much emphasis on the weights that they forget about what they're actually exhibiting. All the other species, as long as you're doing the weight guidelines, you're good. This is one of the few sports, or one of the few animals or species that you hear a lot of emphasis. I hear it when I go to county shows and I'm right there where they're weighing, and then we'll pick that one. I think you kind of do a little wrong. You don't always get your best 3 animals up there for that presentation. Okay, so that's where we're at. Once and after that, clean animals. You had them for 30 days. If they're not white, if they weren't white when you got them, I wouldn't take them and I wouldn't bring them here. I wouldn't even pick them. They need to be white. They need to be, really pretty and clean. Now, if they've got that smutty gray because they got cold, that's fine. We don't take off of that. But what we do want these animals to be a clean presentation, because every species here that gets shown is actually clean. They give them a bath, but the rabbits you can't give a bath to, so you deteriorate further. All right, that's where we're going to evaluate. Now, when we look at this row right here, it's heartbreaking, but they were either too small when you got them, or they didn't grow like you needed them to. I'm still going to place them in the way I want to place them, but your 3.5 to 4 pounds just are not going to have the bone to meat ratio. Okay, when we get into 4.5 and 4 3/4. That's when you start looking at your meat being 60% and your bone being 40. Right now, on a 3.5 to 4, you're looking at about 55% bone and about 45% meat. That's not, like I said, we're in a meat product here. Makes sense? So that's where we're at. So that's where I'm just going to evaluate these animals, and then if there's some good ones there, I'm going to still try to evaluate them with the ones I bring up the next round, and I'll always kind of keep some and just kind of keep, you can be at the very bottom and get bumped all the way to the top if you've got that great of an animal. I don't know. I don't have a clue right now, but I will when I'm done.
We have Farm City Week. It's the Harrison County Livestock Show, and a 4-H and FFA exhibitors are here. This is the 64th year. and this is my third year.
Tell me what the atmosphere is like for the kids.
It's nice for them. They get to show off their livestock that they've been raising anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months. Some have even had their cattle for up to a year. And so it's really nice for them to come out here and show everybody what they've been working on and what they've learned. Harrison County 4-H is involved, and so that's myself. Hallsville FFA, Marshall FFA, Harleton FFA, Wascom FFA, and Elysian Fields FFA. Today is the rabbit show, and they have their rabbits anywhere from 6 to 7 weeks. We have Californian rabbits here, and we have New Zealand's, and they show them in a set of 3, and so they're a meat pen, and we'll sell them at the auction on Thursday. Rabbits are very popular to show. They're one of the cheaper projects to show, and with only having them for a small amount of time, it's easier for them to raise them.
The experience the kids are getting out here.
Oh, it's a ton of experience. We have the Farm City Week Youth Council, and it is a set of leaders from each school for FFA and for 4-H, and they're helping the adults put on this show as well. So we have a lot of leadership opportunities for these kids. So there's going to be quite a few pens that make the sale. We have 57 pens of rabbits, and there'll be anywhere from 25 to 30 pens that make the sale. I hope that they learn from what they did this year and be able to grow for next year so that they can have better projects next year.